India's passport just got more powerful. 59 countries are now visa free for Indians. Hi friends, what if I told you that your Indian passport became a lot more powerful overnight? Yes, India has made its biggest ever jump in the Henley Passport Index. And now you can visit 59 countries without needing to get a visa beforehand. So, from relaxing in Maldives to eating street food in Bangkok, the world is opening up for Indian travelers in a way we have never seen before. But wait, before you grab your backpacks and book your flight tickets, stick around with me. I'll explain exactly what this means, which countries you can now visit, and why this jump actually happened in the first place. I promise you it's going to be a very informative and a valuable video. And if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe because I make videos on all the important world affairs and events that you absolutely must know. So don't skip this video, watch it till the end. And I'll also ask you a quiz question in the end and let's see if you can get it right. So without any further ado, let's begin. So India's biggest ever jump in Henley Passport Index. India climbed 8 places from 85th to 77th rank in the 2025 Henley Passport Index. Now this 8-point jump reflects India's rising global reputation. This shows that countries now trust Indian travelers more, whether it's for tourism, business or studies, etc. Earlier, many nations were hesitant to open borders to us due to fears of overstay or doing any illegal work. But with the improved background checks, tighter Indian passport control, and increasing income levels, we are now being seen as safe and reliable travelers. Also, our digital government platforms like the DigiLocker, passport digitization, and e-visa systems have helped prove that we are becoming a modern traveling nation. So this marks the strongest single-year improvement India has ever seen in the passport rankings. Yes, and that's due to a mix of post-COVID diplomacy, improved bilateral relations with multiple countries, and also India's active participation in global forums like the G20, SCO, and BRICS. Now, another factor is that many countries now see Indians as tourism gold. Yes, that's actually a legit term. More countries now want to attract Indian tourists to revive their post-pandemic economies. They know we Indians like to spend a good amount of money on vacations, so they're relaxing their visa rules for us because it's also in their interests, right? Now, visa-free or visa on arrival access or the VOA to 59 countries. So, Indian passport holders can now enter 59 destinations without needing a visa in advance. Now, earlier Indian travelers had to spend a lot of time, effort, and money to even apply for a visa. A simple 5-day Thailand trip required tons of documentations, waiting in long queues, and 7,000 to 10,000 rupees in visa costs only. Now, with 15 countries offering visa free or visa on arrival or the VOE access, it's actually liberating to think of it. You can now just book tickets, take your passport, and go. All set and done. Also, I'd like to point out that this list includes not just tourist-entered countries, but also those useful for business meetings or academic workshops and in startup events, etc. So this includes visa-free access to Malaysia, Indonesia, Maldives, and visa on arrival to Sri Lanka, Myanmar, and others. Now, these aren't any small countries. They are Asia's biggest travel hotspots, so to speak. Places like Bali, Phuket, and Maldives are extremely popular among Indian tourists. Now, they're just a flight away, so there is no visa tension. Also, Sri Lanka and Myanmar are also culturally very close to India and they offer VOA now. This strengthens religious tourism like the Buddhist circuits, medical tourism, and even emergency travel. The fact that so many regional players have welcomed us shows how regional diplomacy and tourism goals are actually working hand in hand. Now, one quick tip over here. Always check updated visa rules before travel. Because some countries allow visa free only for 15 to 30 days and some require some basic pre-arrival forms. So please check that once, yeah? Now coming to regional leadership in Asia. So the Asian region now leads in mobility enhancements for Indian travelers. Now what this means is that this trend is very important. So while Europe and the West still have tougher visa barriers, Asia is embracing Indian travelers faster. And that's because Asia's recovery after COVID relied heavily on tourism. And India has 100 million plus young potential travelers, right? So countries in Southeast Asia know that if they make travel easier for Indians, their hotels, malls, and their local economies will all benefit. Also, short distance travel that is about 3 to 6 hours means cheaper flights and frequent vacations for Indians, which is ideal for us Indians looking for quick weekend breaks. So like I said, what these countries have done is not charity, it's strategy. These countries see India as a reliable tourist base to revive their tourism industry. Now, Malaysia, Indonesia, Maldives, and Thailand highlight the growing travel and economic ties with India. So, beyond tourism, these countries are trade and investment partners too. Indian companies invest in infrastructure, IT, and retail over there. In return, those countries see India as a key market for tourism, education, and labor. For example, Thailand is pushing Indian weddings in Phuket. Maldives depends heavily on Indian tourists. Malaysia also offers short-term visa for students. Now these are win-win situations, right? We get easier access, they get Indian money and marketing. So when you see visa-free travel, you know that it's not about vacation. It's also about economic diplomacy. Now coming to global context and top ranked passports. So Singapore tops the index with visa-free access to 193 destinations. So for Singapore, it's a result of decades of smart diplomacy, internal stability and also global trust. Its citizens are seen as low risk, so they don't overstay, misuse visas or cause any issues abroad. So 193 countries out of 199 offer them visa-free entry. That's like having a universal key to the world, right? It's also a status symbol, so to speak, and India is working slowly towards building such credibility. So to get there, we would need cleaner passports, fewer illegal immigration cases, and a more digitally verifiable travel system. It's possible, and the government has already taken steps in this regard, so I guess we are on the right track. UK with 186 and US with 182 have slipped slightly but remain high on the list. So these two used to dominate. Now, because of their tighter immigration policies, post-COVID policies, and stricter entry requirements, they have dropped a bit. But they still enjoy huge mobility because of historical ties, their global influence, and also widespread visa waiver agreements that they have signed with multiple countries. India is definitely far behind these two countries, but we are moving fast in our journey. So what this means for Indian travelers. So this enables greater spontaneity, fewer embassy visits and reduced visa related expenses. So think of the last time you applied for a visa. So much stress, right? Lot of printouts, hotel bookings, bank statements, income proofs, and sometimes it still gets rejected. I know the pain. Now you can literally plan a trip on a Wednesday and fly out on a Friday. So there's no middleman, no 5,000 rupees extra for processing charges, and also no embassy stress. For spontaneous travel lovers, this is actually freedom. For budget travels, it saves a lot of money. And for the first time international visitors, it removes the fear of what if my visa gets rejected. Now it also enhances the options for businesses, education and leisure through easier travel. Now imagine you're a startup founder and want to pitch your product or your business to international investors, say in Indonesia. So earlier you'd think I have to manage my business daily operations and visa might take additional 10 days. So should I go? Now it's a very easy decision. Same goes for students wanting to attend short-term courses, internships, or student exchange programs abroad, or even photographers, vloggers, and digital nomads who are looking to create content in Thailand or Sri Lanka. So whatever your interests are, you are now being welcome. Now coming to diplomatic wins and mobility trends. So this reflects improved diplomatic relationships and mutual visa relaxations. So this kind of mobility or freedom doesn't happen overnight. It's a result of years of diplomatic talks, negotiations and agreements. Now, our India's Ministry of External Affairs has been quietly signing mutual travel agreements, expanding visa on arrival agreements, and lobbying for the Indian access in trade deals as well. Also, India's support during global crises, like the COVID vaccine exports, which we had done for the Maitri vaccine, has built goodwill. So countries remember that, and they reciprocate by easing the rules for Indian citizens. Now, this also demonstrates India's rising role in global tourism and travel diplomacy. So India is no longer just a source of call center workers or tech engineers. We are becoming global citizens, global tourists, and also global spenders. Our 30,000 Thailand trip funds 20 small local businesses over there. Our destination weddings in Bali brings millions into their economy. Now this new access means that Indian tourists are being seen as premium travelers, not just budget tourists. Our growing influence in the G20, UN, and regional groupings will only make our passport stronger from here. Now let me ask you a question and let's see if you can get this right. So how many destinations can Singapore passport holders access without a visa? Is it A 182, B 190, C 193 or option D 195? You can write your answer in the comment section below and I'll reply back if you got that right or not. So there you have it, India's biggest ever rise in passport power. We've gone from being stuck in the visa queues to now exploring the world with much more freedom. I hope this gave you a clear idea of where we stand and where we are heading next. Like this video if you learned something new. Comment down on your next dream destination. I'd love to know that. And don't forget to subscribe for more such global explainer videos explained in very simple manner. And I'll see you in the next one.